In the bustling heart of ancient Rome, where cobbled streets echoed with the vibrant chatter of citizens and the clinking of cups celebrating Dionysian revelry, the city's pulse thrummed with the same timeless rhythm of indulgence that has resonated across ages. The grandeur of Rome was not just in its magnificent architecture or the epic tales of its emperors. It was encapsulated in the everyday life of its people, where social gatherings were not just common, but essential. At the core of these celebrations was wine, a sacred elixir that flowed as freely as the Tiber River, weaving its way into the fabric of Roman society like a vivid thread in a grand tapestry. Wine was more than a mere beverage. It was a gift from the gods, a divine nectar that held the power to bridge the realms of the mortal and the divine. From solemn religious rites to casual banquets, wine was ever present, a testament to the Romans' zest for life and their quest for pleasure. Unlike today's refined vintages, Roman wines were potent concoctions, often mixed with spices and herbs, robust and powerful, challenging even the most seasoned drinkers. With such strength, it was inevitable that the aftermath of such indulgence would lead to the all-too-familiar experience of the hangover, a universal human condition transcending time and culture. Imagine the morning after a lavish Roman feast, as the sun cast its warm glow over the city, revealing the languid figures of those who had partaken in the previous night's festivities. The telltale signs of overindulgence were evident: throbbing temples and queasy stomachs, symptoms that resonate with anyone who has ever greeted the day with regret and a headache. These symptoms, described in ancient texts, mirror the hangovers we know today, proving that some human experiences remain unchanged, regardless of the century. The Romans were not ones to suffer in silence, and their quest for relief led them to document various remedies, offering a window into their understanding of medicine and wellness. The writings of luminaries such as Pliny the Elder and Galen provide invaluable insights into the practices of the time. Pliny, with his encyclopedic knowledge of natural history, and Galen, whose medical treatises influenced generations, were pivotal in recording the wisdom that attempted to soothe the hangover's sting. One popular remedy for the acute headache that often accompanied a hangover was the use of laurel leaves. More than just an aromatic plant, the laurel held significant symbolic weight, celebrated as a mark of victory and honor. Wreaths of laurel crowned the heads of triumphant generals and revered poets, and its leaves were believed to possess healing properties, providing solace to those in need. Equally intriguing was the faith Romans placed in cabbage, heralded by Cato the Elder as a cure-all with the power to both prevent and alleviate hangovers. According to Cato, consuming cabbage before a night of drinking would act as a protective shield, while incorporating it into the morning meal could ease the harsh consequences of the previous night's excesses. The preparation likely varied, from raw leaves to cooked dishes, showcasing the versatility of this humble vegetable in the Roman diet. Not all remedies, however, were as conventional. The more eccentric among them included raw owl eggs, a testament to the Romans' willingness to explore the bizarre in their pursuit of relief. While the rationale behind such remedies might baffle the modern mind, it underscores an era when the boundaries between science and superstition were often blurred, each remedy a testament to the creativity born from necessity. In their pursuit of alleviation, the Romans also turned to the comforting realm of aromatherapy. Herbs such as mint and rosemary, renowned for their fragrant properties, were employed to soothe troubled spirits and aching bodies. The use of aromatic plants finds echoes in today's holistic approaches, illustrating the enduring legacy of these ancient practices. Another tried-and-true method involved the simple concoction of vinegar and water. This mixture, believed to replenish and rebalance the body's fluids, was a common go-to remedy. The acidic tang of vinegar, coupled with hydrating water, offered a remedy as straightforward as it was effective, demonstrating an intuitive understanding of bodily needs. Honey, too, held a special place in Roman apothecaries, revered for its natural sweetness and healing properties. As both a culinary delight and a medicinal remedy, its application extended beyond mere flavoring, used to soothe the maladies that followed indulgent nights. Beyond these potions and poultices, the Romans' approach to wellness extended to their legendary bathing rituals. The thermal baths of Rome were not merely places of cleansing, but sanctuaries for renewal, where the steam and heat worked in concert to rejuvenate the weary. Here, hangovers were washed away like the dirt of the streets, leaving patrons refreshed and ready to face another day. Physical activity, too, played its part in the recovery process. In a culture that valued the symbiosis between mind and body, moderate exercise was seen as an antidote to the lethargy of a hangover. Whether through a brisk walk in the gardens or a session of calisthenics, the Romans embraced movement as a means to restore balance. To fortify themselves further, Romans turned to the morning after feast, a culinary spread designed to nourish and revive. Foods rich in nutrients, including eggs, bread, and fruits, were consumed to fuel the body, each bite a step towards recovery. Among all these practices, the philosophical stance of the Stoics offered a mental balm for those seeking deeper understanding. Emphasizing moderation and the power of the mind over matter, Stoic philosophy encouraged a life of balance, viewing the hangover as a reminder of the delicate line between indulgence and self-restraint. As we reflect on these ancient remedies, their relevance in modern times becomes apparent. While science has advanced, the essence of seeking balance and well-being remains unchanged. In blending ancient wisdom with contemporary knowledge, we find a path that honors the past while embracing the future, a testament to the enduring quest for harmony in the human experience. If you enjoyed this story so far, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. The streets of ancient Rome, bustling with life and energy, paint a vivid picture of a world deeply immersed in social interaction. The city's heart beats to the rhythm of its people, where every corner echoes with conversations mingling with the clinking of cups. It's a place where the art of living is celebrated with gusto, and at the center of these celebrations is wine, a libation that flows as freely as the Tiber River itself. In the grand halls of domus and the rustic charms of countryside villas, wine isn't merely a beverage. It embodies the essence of Roman hospitality and camaraderie. It lubricates the wheels of politics, fuels the fires of artistic creation, and sanctifies religious rituals, highlighting its integral role in every facet of Roman life. This affinity for wine, however, brings with it a familiar plight that transcends time and geography: the hangover. Across cultures and eras, the aftermath of indulgence has lingered as a shared, albeit unwelcome, human experience. The Romans, with their penchant for revelry, were no strangers to the morning after's throbbing headaches and parched throats. Their love for wine was as complex as the society itself, rich, potent, and omnipresent, offering a glimpse into a civilization where the line between celebration and excess was often blurred. Roman wines, robust and unfiltered, were unlike the varietals of today, their potency fortified by concentrated sugars and extended fermentation. These libations were diluted with water before consumption, a practice born from necessity and practicality, reducing their strength and stretching their supplies. Yet, even with these precautions, the symptoms that followed a night of unrestrained drinking were all too familiar. The accounts from the ancients describe sensations that resonate with modern-day sufferers: the relentless pounding in the temples, the desert-like thirst, the sluggishness of a body in rebellion. These descriptions, preserved through time, underscore the timeless nature of this universal affliction. Our understanding of Roman hangover remedies stems from the wisdom enshrined in ancient texts, with authors such as Pliny the Elder and the physician Galen providing insights into the medicinal practices of their time. These texts offer a fascinating glimpse into the ancient mindset, where practical knowledge and superstition often entwined to form intricate cures. The laurel leaf, for instance, was a common remedy for headaches, its aromatic properties believed to offer relief. Symbolically significant, the laurel crowned victors and poets alike, suggesting its use was not purely medicinal, but also imbued with cultural significance. Cabbage, extolled by Cato the Elder, was another staple in the Roman arsenal against hangovers. Whether consumed raw, boiled, or fermented into a form akin to sauerkraut, cabbage was lauded for its supposed ability to cleanse the body, a belief rooted in its perceived ability to absorb and neutralize excess. The preparation of cabbage, simple yet ritualistic, embodied an approach to wellness that balanced nourishment with tradition. Yet, not all remedies were as palatable. The consumption of raw owl eggs, a practice that may raise eyebrows today, was believed to soothe the ravages of a hangover, its rationale steeped in the peculiar logic of like cures like. This approach, while strange to contemporary sensibilities, reflects a broader historical tapestry of trial and error, a testament to humanity's enduring quest for relief. Meanwhile, the Romans also turned to the power of scent, embracing aromatherapy's calming influence long before it became a modern wellness trend. Herbs like mint and rosemary were prized for their invigorating properties, their scents inhaled deeply to clear the mind and restore spirit. These practices, mirroring modern holistic healing methods, highlight an ancient understanding of the interconnectedness between mind and body. Vinegar, mixed with water in a concoction known as pasca, was another remedy employed to counteract the effects of overindulgence. The tangy bitterness of vinegar served a dual purpose, to rejuvenate tired senses and rehydrate the body. This drink, favored by soldiers and laborers, was not only a practical solution but a cultural staple, illustrating the Roman affinity for multifunctional nourishment. Sweet and golden, honey was cherished for its medicinal properties, its use in soothing hangover symptoms, akin to its role in sweetening the harsher realities of Roman life. Honey was believed to lubricate the throat and calm the stomach, providing relief while acting as a gentle reminder of nature's bounty. Roman baths, a cornerstone of public and private life, offered solace through steam and hot water. These sacred spaces, where the physical and social merged, became sanctuaries of recovery. The act of bathing, ritualistic and rejuvenating, used heat to coax toxins from the skin, aligning physical cleansing with spiritual renewal. Physical activity, too, was deemed essential in the Roman approach to countering hangovers. Exercise, moderate and mindful, was viewed as a conduit for vitality, echoing the cultural importance placed on a sound body and mind. This emphasis on physical well-being, so intrinsic to Roman identity, advocated for movement as medicine long before it became a modern mantra. In the aftermath of indulgence, Romans often turned to the morning meal as a means of healing. This breakfast was no mere sustenance, but a strategic assembly of foods selected for their restorative properties. From nourishing grains to hydrating fruits, the morning after feast was both a remedy and a ritual, a way to reset the balance disrupted by excess. Philosophers, notably the Stoics, offered a different kind of remedy, advocating for moderation and self-control as preventative measures. In their view, the mind held power over the body, and balance was a virtue to be cultivated. Their teachings, emphasizing mindfulness and restraint, remind us that the key to recovery often lies in the choices we make. Reflecting on these ancient practices, it's clear that they offer more than historical curiosity. They provide a tapestry of wisdom that continues to resonate today, inviting us to blend age-old insights with modern understanding. As we navigate our own paths towards well-being, the lessons of the past remain vibrant, urging us to seek harmony in all aspects of life. In the bustling heart of ancient Rome, the streets echoed with the vibrancy of life, a city pulsating with the rhythms of commerce, politics, and of course, celebration. To understand the essence of Roman society, one must look beyond its monumental architecture and mighty legions, diving into the social fabric woven with threads of camaraderie and indulgence. At the center of Roman conviviality was wine, a nectar of the gods, as vital to the Romans as the air they breathed. Wine in Rome was more than a mere beverage. It was a symbol of prosperity, a medium of social connection, integral to both sacred rites and the simplest of meals shared among friends. Its potency and ubiquity fueled not only festivities, but also a more universal, albeit less celebrated, consequence. A reminder that some experiences transcend the bounds of time and geography. Hangovers, those familiar companions of revelry, were as much a part of Roman life as the wine itself. They stand as a testament to the timelessness of human indulgence, bridging cultures and epochs with an unyielding consistency. While today, a night of heavy indulgence might leave us scouring the internet for remedies, the Romans turned to their own sources of wisdom, deeply embedded in tradition and the writings of their scholars. These ancient remedies provide a fascinating glimpse into how our predecessors grappled with the morning after, striving to ease the throbbing headaches and queasy stomachs that inevitably followed a night of unbridled celebration. In the quest to alleviate such discomforts, the Romans were guided by the works of luminaries like Pliny the Elder and Galen, whose observations on health and well-being influenced generations. The remedies they documented offer a window into both the medical understanding of the time and the practical ingenuity of Roman culture. Among the myriad of solutions, the use of laurel leaves held a distinguished place. Beyond their role in medicinal practices, laurel wreaths adorned the heads of victors and poets, emblematic of triumph and glory. Yet, these aromatic leaves were believed to possess the power to mitigate headaches, a common ailment associated with hangovers, offering a touch of nature's remedy in times of need. Equally curious was the Romans' staunch belief in the healing prowess of cabbage. Extolled by Cato the Elder, cabbage was reputed to be a panacea for the ills of overindulgence. Whether consumed raw, cooked, or as a juice, cabbage formed a cornerstone of Roman dietary cures, believed to absorb the remnants of yesterday's excesses and restore equilibrium. The preparation methods varied, yet the conviction in its efficacy remained steadfast, illustrating the Romans' reliance on the natural world for solutions to life's discomforts. The annals of Roman remedies are replete with other peculiar concoctions, each with its own logic and lore. Raw owl eggs, for instance, were among the more eccentric prescriptions, purported to possess a mysterious capacity to reset the body's balance. While it might raise eyebrows today, such remedies highlight the creative lengths to which the Romans would go in their pursuit of relief, embracing both the mundane and the fantastical with equal enthusiasm. Aromatherapy, too, found its place in the Roman arsenal against hangovers. The soothing power of herbs like mint and rosemary was harnessed to calm frayed nerves and steady unquiet minds. These aromatic plants, still valued in contemporary wellness practices, remind us of the enduring power of scent to influence mood and promote healing, a practice that has seamlessly transcended centuries. Among the more rational approaches was the mixing of vinegar with water, a concoction praised for its restorative properties. This simple remedy, acting as a primitive electrolyte refreshment, served to rehydrate the body, combating the dehydration that often accompanies a night of spirited indulgence. The practical nature of this remedy underscores the timeless understanding that balance and moderation are key to recovery. Honey, that golden elixir, was another staple in the Roman medicine cabinet. Revered not only as a sweetener, but as a remedy in its own right, honey was believed to soothe the stomach and invigorate the body, offering relief to those suffering the effects of the previous evening's excesses. Its application in treating hangover symptoms speaks to the Romans' appreciation for its natural healing properties. As the sun rose over the eternal city, the Romans would often seek solace in the thermal embrace of their famed baths. These communal sanctuaries offered more than mere physical cleansing. They were a holistic retreat for body and soul. The warmth of the water and the enveloping steam served to rejuvenate weary bodies and lift flagging spirits, illustrating the Romans' intrinsic understanding of the therapeutic power of water and relaxation. To complement these restorative rituals, physical activity was recommended, a gentle nod to the importance of keeping the body in motion, even when it cried out for rest. Moderate exercise was thought to invigorate the senses and dispel lingering lethargy, a practice that resonates with modern convictions about the benefits of an active lifestyle. The Romans also believed in fortifying the body with nourishment, turning to a morning feast designed to replenish and restore. Foods rich in nutrients were favored, providing the sustenance needed to face the demands of the day. These culinary traditions underscore the holistic approach Romans took towards recovery, viewing the body as an interconnected system in need of balance and care. Yet, it was not only through the body that Romans sought healing. The mind played an equally crucial role. Philosophical teachings, especially from the Stoics, encouraged moderation and mental fortitude, emphasizing a balanced approach to life. This mindset, advocating for control over one's desires and the pursuit of inner peace, was seen as a path to not only preventing hangovers but to achieving a more serene existence. In contemplating the wisdom of these ancient practices, we find that their relevance endures, weaving a tapestry of knowledge that continues to inform our present-day lives. In the blending of past insights with modern science, there lies an opportunity to craft a more harmonious approach to well-being, one that honors the lessons of history while embracing the advancements of the future. The intoxicating allure of wine in ancient Rome was not merely a cultural curiosity. It was a deeply ingrained part of Roman identity, a liquid thread woven through the fabric of daily life and monumental celebrations alike. To understand the Romans is to understand their love affair with wine, a drink that transcended mere consumption and became a symbol of status, a tool for diplomacy, and a vital component of religious rites. The very vineyards that sprawled across the picturesque Italian countryside spoke of the land's bounty and the people's devotion to Bacchus, the god of wine, revelry, and ecstasy. Wine occupied a central stage in Roman society, its presence as ubiquitous as its influence was profound. Not just a beverage, it was a social lubricant, a catalyst for conversation in the bustling forums and the lavish private dinners known as conviviums. Here, amidst the clinking of goblets and the aroma of roasted meats, wine flowed freely, serving as an equalizer among the varied classes that gathered to feast and discuss the matters of the day. The convivium was as much about intellectual exchange as it was about indulgence, where philosophers, politicians, and poets could be found debating over cups of deeply hued Falernian or rich Secuban. Roman wines, in their many varieties, were notably different from the wines we know today. Often fortified and considerably stronger, they were frequently mixed with water to temper their potency. To drink wine undiluted was considered barbaric, an act reserved for the uncultured or, on occasion, the boldly defiant. The process of winemaking itself was an art, each step from the grape harvest to the fermentation meticulously overseen, with certain vintages becoming legendary in their own right. The Romans took pride in their wines as much as they did in the intricate mosaics and towering sculptures that adorned their cities. Yet where there was wine, there were hangovers, an inevitable companion to the excess that often characterized Roman banquets. These aftermaths of merriment were as much a part of the Roman experience as the festivities themselves, and their symptoms, headaches, nausea, and lethargy, would sound familiar to anyone today. Reflecting upon ancient texts, it's clear that Romans, like us, sought ways to ease the discomforts of a night indulged. In the annals of history, we find the tales of remedies concocted by those who, perhaps after one too many nights of revelry, sought relief or redemption. Intriguingly, much of what we know about Roman hangover cures comes from the writings of scholars and natural philosophers, the likes of Pliny the Elder and Galen, who documented the practices of their time with the meticulous attention of scientists. These figures not only provide a window into the ingenious, if sometimes peculiar, remedies of ancient Rome, but also underscore the universal human desire to mend what has been undone by excess. Pliny the Elder, in his expansive natural history, left us a treasure trove of remedies, while Galen, with his medical insights, offered treatments that balanced the humors, a concept crucial to Roman health and well-being. Headaches, a common affliction following a night of indulgence, were addressed with laurel leaves, a remedy as steeped in symbolism as it was in purported efficacy. The laurel, emblematic of victory and triumph, was not only a cure but a cultural icon, worn by conquerors and emperors alike. This botanical solution was believed to chase away the aches of overindulgence, a fitting choice given its association with success and divine favor. One of the more curious solutions was the consumption of cabbage, championed by Cato the Elder as an almost miraculous vegetable. Cabbage was believed to possess properties that could both prevent and cure hangovers, and its preparation was simple, often consumed raw or boiled, its juice drunk as a preventative elixir. This might seem odd to modern sensibilities, but the ancients held a firm belief in its efficacy, a testament to the trial and error that governed much of early medicinal practice. More exotic still were remedies like raw owl eggs, a treatment that might raise eyebrows today, but was taken seriously by the Romans. Such practices, infused with a mix of superstition and early medicine, point to the lengths to which people would go to find solace. The rationale behind these cures, while occasionally puzzling, often reflected a complex interplay of tradition, observation, and the rudimentary science of the day. Aromatherapy, with its soothing fragrances, offered another avenue for relief. The use of herbs such as mint and rosemary, with their invigorating and calming scents, was an intuitive approach to quelling the senses, connecting seamlessly with modern holistic practices. These aromatic herbs, whether inhaled or infused in baths, provided a gentle reprieve from the throbbing discomfort that followed a night of abandon. In a similar vein, the Romans turned to vinegar mixed with water, a concoction that offered more than just hydration. This simple solution was valued not only for its ability to quench thirst, but also for its restorative properties, believed to cleanse and balance the body, drawing impurities away with each mindful sip. Coupled with honey, another staple of Roman households, these remedies took on an additional sweetness, both literally and figuratively. Honey was not just a delight for the palate, but a medicinal marvel, lauded for its healing properties and its role in soothing the rawness left by wine's harsh embrace. Its application extended beyond simple consumption to include soothing infusions and balms, offering comfort in a honeyed embrace. Alongside these internal treatments, the Romans prized their bathhouses, those magnificent centers of communal bathing and relaxation. Here, the combination of steam and hot water worked wonders on both body and spirit, melting tension and easing the hangover's grip. The communal nature of these baths, where conversation flowed as freely as the water, provided a supportive setting in which to heal and rejuvenate. At times, the Romans would also turn to exercise, embracing physical activity as a means to shake off the sluggishness that followed in the wake of a night's revelries. This emphasis on physical well-being mirrored the broader Roman ethos, where the vigor of the body was seen as a reflection of the spirit's health, a balance that was carefully cultivated. The morning after a lavish feast, Romans would often partake in meals designed to restore vitality. A breakfast might consist of nourishing foods believed to settle the stomach and clear the mind, focusing on moderation and nourishment as a means to counteract the excesses of the previous night. Amidst all these remedies and rituals, the philosophy of mind over matter was never far from the Roman psyche. The Stoics, with their teachings on moderation and self-control, offered a mental framework that complemented the physical cures. This philosophical approach to indulgence and recovery underscored the belief that true balance and well-being were as much a product of the mind as of the body. Today, as we reflect on the ancient wisdom of Roman remedies, we find echoes of their practices in our own approaches to health and recovery. These time-tested techniques remind us that while the circumstances may change, the human pursuit of well-being remains a constant. Through the ages, the blend of ancient wisdom and modern understanding invites us to explore a harmonious path that honors the past while embracing the present, paving the way for a healthier, more balanced future. The vibrant streets of ancient Rome were often alive with the spirited sounds of social gatherings, where wine flowed as freely as the conversation. Wine was not merely a beverage, it was a staple at the heart of Roman society, an integral part of both sacred rituals and ordinary meals. In the bustling forums and luxurious villas, the clinking of cups filled with the rich, ruby liquid was a familiar melody, emblematic of the Romans' zest for life. Wine's significance transcended the social fabric, weaving itself into the very essence of religious ceremonies, where libations were offered to the gods in hopes of favor and fortune. Festivals and feasts were incomplete without the presence of this divine drink, and the daily convivium, a sophisticated Roman dinner party, was a stage where wine took the spotlight. The Romans' appreciation for wine was profound, a celebration of the senses that brought people together in both times of joy and solemnity. The wines of ancient Rome, however, were quite different from those we savor today. They were often more potent, sometimes spiced, and commonly diluted with water to temper their strength. This practice not only made the wine more palatable, but also reflected a preference for the balance and harmony that Romans sought in all aspects of life. Yet, with such indulgence inevitably came the morning after woes that we, too, are all too familiar with. A hangover, a universal affliction that transcends time and culture. The symptoms of a Roman hangover were likely as unpleasant as those experienced today. Throbbing headaches, sluggish limbs, and a parched mouth were common complaints following a night of bacchanalian revelry. Historical accounts hint at these discomforts, painting a picture that resonates with our own experiences. Despite the centuries that separate us, the human condition remains remarkably unchanged. To alleviate these vexing symptoms, Romans turned to the wisdom recorded by their scholars and physicians. Ancient texts provide a window into the remedies that were once believed to cure even the most stubborn hangovers. Figures like Pliny the Elder and Galen chronicled a variety of treatments. Their writings a testament to the innovative spirit driven by necessity. Headaches, often the most persistent of hangover symptoms, were frequently addressed using laurel leaves, an esteemed symbol of victory and honor in Roman culture. The soothing properties of the laurel were thought to ease the pain, just as the wreaths of these leaves crowned the heads of triumphant generals. It was not just a physical remedy, but a nod to the cultural significance that intertwined healing with symbolism. Equally popular among the Romans was the belief in the restorative power of cabbage. Cato the Elder, a staunch advocate of this leafy green, proclaimed its ability to both prevent and cure the aftermath of indulgence. Romans cherished the simple cabbage, preparing it in myriad ways, convinced of its efficacy in combating the effects of overindulgence. This humble vegetable was more than sustenance. It was a preventative measure, a guardian against the excesses of the night. Yet not all Roman remedies were as conventional. Some veered into the realm of the peculiar, such as the ingestion of raw owl eggs. This practice, as mystifying as it seems to us today, was believed to possess unique curative powers. The rationale behind such an unusual choice might be lost in time, yet it underscores the lengths to which the Romans would go in their quest for relief. In their pursuit of wellness, Romans also embraced the aromatic allure of herbs. Mint and rosemary, with their invigorating scents, were used to soothe the weary mind and body. These fragrant plants heralded a holistic approach that resonates with modern practices, where aromatherapy plays a role in healing and relaxation. Amidst these remedies, the mixing of vinegar with water stood out as a favored concoction. This simple, yet effective drink was thought to rehydrate and restore balance, countering the dehydration caused by a night of drinking. The tangy mixture was a practical solution that showcased the Roman penchant for pragmatic approaches to health. Honey, revered for its sweetness, was another staple in the Roman medicinal toolkit. Its applications extended beyond culinary delight to therapeutic purposes, where it was used to soothe and heal the body from the inside out. The Romans understood honey's restorative qualities, employing it as a gentle balm for the symptoms of excess. In the opulent interiors of Roman baths, the weary found solace. These grand spaces, filled with steam and hot water, offered rejuvenation for both body and mind. The baths were more than a leisure activity. They were a ritual, a means to cleanse away the remnants of a night well spent. Here, amidst the marble and mosaic, Romans shed their burdens and emerged refreshed. Physical exertion, too, was seen as a remedy. Moderate exercise, whether through a brisk walk or more vigorous pursuits, was believed to invigorate the senses and dispel lethargy. This emphasis on physical well-being was a cornerstone of Roman culture, promoting a balanced lifestyle in harmony with their environment. The morning after a night of indulgence was often met with a feast designed to soothe and restore. Romans curated their morning meals with care, selecting foods known for their curative properties. This morning-after meal was a celebration of nourishment, a testament to the belief in food as medicine. Beyond physical remedies, philosophical perspectives played a role in how Romans approached indulgence and its consequences. Stoic thinkers advocated for moderation, viewing excess as an imbalance that could be tempered by the mind's discipline. This philosophy encouraged a mindset where prevention was as valued as cure, a testament to the enduring wisdom of balance. As we navigate our own paths to well-being, we find inspiration in these ancient practices. The blend of time-honored remedies with contemporary understanding offers a rich tapestry from which to draw. In honoring the past and embracing the present, we forge a path that echoes the wisdom of those who came before us, seeking harmony in health and life. Amid the bustling streets and vibrant social gatherings of ancient Rome, the clinking of cups and the hearty laughter of revelers filled the air. Wine, a cherished companion to both the elite and the common citizen, held a central place in their society. It flowed freely at banquets and modest meals alike, symbolizing not just status and celebration, but also a shared cultural identity. Unlike the wines we are accustomed to today, Roman wine was a potent concoction, often significantly stronger and consumed in greater quantities, necessitating dilution with water to make it drinkable. This difference in strength arose not only from the fermentation processes of the time, but also from the Romans' penchant for intensifying flavors with herbs and spices, creating wines that were as much a feast for the senses as the food they accompanied. Yet, this indulgence came at a cost familiar to anyone who has awoken with a pounding head and a parched throat. The hangover, a universal malaise transcending the ages, was no stranger to the Romans. As they rose, perhaps a little unsteady, they encountered symptoms strikingly similar to those we experience today: headaches, nausea, and a general sense of fatigue. Historical texts hint at their struggles, painting a vivid picture of a people seeking relief from the excesses of the night before. The ancients, however, were not without their remedies. Drawing from a rich tapestry of herbal knowledge and medical practice, Roman thinkers and healers like Pliny the Elder and Galen documented various cures, offering guidance to the weary reveler. Among these cures, the laurel leaf stood out, revered not only for its physical properties, but also for its symbolic weight. Wreaths of laurel crowned victors and adorned the heads of those seeking divine favor, its leaves believed to hold the power to ease the aching head. Equally celebrated was the humble cabbage, championed by Cato the Elder as a panacea for the wine-induced woes. Its touted benefits, whether consumed raw or prepared in a simple dish, suggest a belief in its ability to cleanse and rejuvenate the body, serving as a testament to the Romans' respect for natural remedies. Yet, not all cures were as straightforward or palatable. Among the more curious practices was the consumption of raw owl eggs, a ritual that underscores the fascinating blend of superstition and observation in Roman medical thought. Though the rationale behind these peculiar remedies is lost to time, they offer intriguing insights into a world where the lines between science and belief were often indistinct. Complementing these dietary solutions, the Romans turned to the soothing power of scents, harnessing the properties of mint and rosemary to calm the senses and clear the mind. These aromatic herbs, much like their modern counterparts in aromatherapy, reflect an enduring human desire to find solace in nature's fragrances. Of particular note was the practice of mixing vinegar with water, a concoction known as pasca. This simple yet effective drink was more than just a thirst quencher. It rehydrated and reinvigorated, restoring the balance disrupted by the previous night's excesses. Similarly, honey, a staple in Roman kitchens and medicine alike, was utilized for its healing properties, offering sweetness and relief to the afflicted. The notion of healing extended beyond ingestion to the immersive experience of Roman baths. The soothing embrace of hot water and steam provided not only physical relief, but also a space for social interaction and relaxation, integral to the Roman way of life. These communal spaces, vibrant with life and conversation, embodied the belief in a holistic approach to health. Physical activity, too, played a role in their recovery rituals. Romans understood the value of moderate exercise in reviving the body, whether through a brisk walk in a garden or more strenuous activities in the gymnasium, reflecting their commitment to physical well-being as a cornerstone of daily existence. The morning after a night of revelry might also see a Roman partaking in a thoughtfully prepared feast, designed to restore the body's vitality and spirit. Foods rich in nutrients, carefully selected for their restorative properties, were both a comfort and a cure, reinforcing the intimate connection between diet and health. Beneath these practical approaches lay a philosophical understanding, a recognition of the mind's power over matter. The Stoics, with their emphasis on moderation and balance, offered wisdom that resonated deeply with Roman sensibilities. This attitude encouraged individuals to reflect on their indulgences and seek harmony in all things, a notion as relevant today as it was then. In weaving together these threads of ancient wisdom, we discover more than just a collection of remedies. We find a tapestry of human experience, a journey of seeking balance and well-being that transcends time. The Romans, with their keen observations and enduring practices, remind us of the timeless quest for harmony between body and spirit. As we continue this journey, embracing both the lessons of the past and the innovations of the present, We find ourselves connected to those who walked before us, united by a shared pursuit of health and happiness. Within the bustling streets and echoing forums of ancient Rome, where the echoes of laughter and clinking goblets filled the air, the morning light often unveiled the silent aftermath of the night's indulgence. The city, alive with its vibrant culture and unyielding appetite for celebration, bore witness to the universal consequence of revelry, the dreaded hangover. As the sun rose over the 7 hills, piercing the curtains of lavish villas and humble abodes alike, Romans from every walk of life found themselves united in this familiar plight. The symptoms of a Roman hangover, though separated by centuries, bear a striking resemblance to those we know today. Historical accounts, etched in scrolls and stone, reveal a tapestry of discomfort, the throbbing headache that seems to echo the celebratory drums of the night before, the dry mouth that feels as though the Tiber itself has abandoned it, and the stomach, once a willing participant in the evening's excess, now churning with unwelcome regret. Such are the hallmarks of overindulgence, a testament to the excesses that wine, in its alluring abundance, could inspire. Wine in Rome was not merely a beverage, it was a cultural cornerstone, a liquid thread woven into the very fabric of daily life. From the grand feasts of emperors to the humble gatherings of plebeians, wine flowed freely, its presence as vital as the conversations and debates it accompanied. Yet, unlike the refined vintages of today, Roman wines were robust and potent, often diluted with water to temper their strength. This practice, while moderating the wine's intensity, was far from foolproof against the all-too-human tendency to indulge, leading inevitably to the familiar morning-after malaise. In grappling with the after-effects of their bacchanalian escapades, the Romans turned to the wisdom of their time, documented by the likes of Pliny the Elder and Galen, whose writings on natural philosophy and medicine provide a window into the ancient understanding of health and recovery. Pliny, with his encyclopedic curiosity, and Galen, the esteemed physician, both chronicled remedies that blend the practical with the peculiar, each rooted in a blend of observation and belief. One such remedy involved the laurel leaf, a symbol of victory and divine favor in Roman culture, which was believed to alleviate headaches when worn as a garland or brewed as a tea. This connection between symbolism and utility underscores a deeper cultural narrative, where health and status were intertwined. The laurel, with its storied past, offered not only relief but a connection to the gods, a reminder of Rome's divine favor even in times of self-inflicted woe. A more terrestrial solution lay in the humble cabbage, championed by Cato the Elder as both a preventative and a cure. Consumed either raw or cooked, cabbage was thought to fortify the body against the rigors of excess, its simple nature a counterbalance to the indulgence of wine. This reliance on cabbage reflects the Roman approach to health. Rooted in the earth, grounded in simplicity, and valued for its efficacy over its elegance. Yet the pursuit of relief did not shy away from the bizarre. Raw owl eggs, for instance, were heralded for their curative properties, though the rationale remains as opaque as the night from which they sought to recover. Such remedies, while strange to modern sensibilities, speak to a broader human impulse to seek out whatever might work, to experiment with nature's bounty in hopes of quelling discomfort. Amidst these tangible solutions, Romans also turned to the senses for comfort. Aromatic herbs like mint and rosemary, with their invigorating scents, were employed to refresh the mind and body. This early form of aromatherapy connected the physical with the ethereal, offering a holistic approach that resonates with contemporary wellness practices. The fragrant embrace of these herbs served as a gentle reminder of nature's capacity to heal, even as it indulged. A more pragmatic approach involved the mixture of vinegar and water, a concoction praised for its restorative potential. By rehydrating the body and restoring balance, this simple combination addressed the physiological roots of a hangover, much like the electrolyte solutions of today. It is a testament to the Romans' understanding of their own biology, a precursor to modern methods that emphasize hydration and balance. Honey, with its dual role as sweetener and medicine, provided yet another avenue for recovery. Its natural sugars and soothing texture offered both comfort and sustenance, reinforcing the body's defenses against the lingering effects of excess. In using honey, Romans tapped into a natural remedy that continued to sweeten the human experience, its healing properties as enduring as its taste. Beyond these remedies, the Romans embraced the rejuvenating power of their famed baths. Within the steamy confines of these communal sanctuaries, citizens sought not only cleanliness, but renewal. The warmth of the water and the embrace of steam served to relax and invigorate, drawing out impurities and soothing the aches of indulgence. In these baths, the boundaries of social class dissolved, all united in the pursuit of relief and relaxation. Physical activity, too, was seen as a path to recovery. Moderate exercise, whether through the rigors of the palestra or a simple walk through the lush gardens of the city, was believed to invigorate the body and dispel the lethargy of a hangover. This emphasis on physical well-being underscores the Roman belief in the harmony of body and spirit, a principle that remains relevant in combating modern maladies. In the aftermath of indulgence, Romans often turned to food, crafting morning feasts designed to restore and refresh. These meals, rich in carbohydrates and proteins such as grains and eggs, were believed to fortify the body against the lingering effects of excess. By choosing foods with specific properties, they aimed to balance their inner state, mirroring the modern understanding of nutrition's role in recovery. Philosophers, too, had their say in this ongoing dialogue between indulgence and restraint. The Stoics, with their emphasis on moderation and balance, advocated for a mental approach to hangovers. By cultivating a mindset focused on temperance, they suggested that the best remedy was prevention. This philosophical stance offers a timeless lesson, one that encourages mindfulness in both indulgence and restraint. In the narratives of ancient hangover cures, we find not only remedies, but a reflection of human nature itself, a quest for balance, a desire for comfort, and an enduring connection to the world around us. These practices, both familiar and foreign, remind us that the pursuit of well-being transcends time, inviting us to blend ancient wisdom with modern science in our own journeys. As we explore these paths, we find ourselves participants in a timeless quest, united by the shared pursuit of health and happiness. In the heart of ancient Rome, where indulgence in wine was as customary as the toga, the morning after could often reveal the less glamorous side of Roman revelry. Hangovers, a testament to excess shared across millennia. The vibrant social culture, steeped in the rich scent of fermenting grapes, was not without its repercussions. For the Romans, these after-effects of Bacchus's gifts were just as much a part of life as the lively banquets that preluded them. Theirs was a society where wine flowed not only in abundance but with potency that eclipsed our modern vintages. Roman wines, robust and often imbued with resins and spices, offered a sensory experience unmatched by contemporary standards. Yet the pleasure of such indulgences often came with a familiar price: the pounding headaches, the parched throats, and the throbbing temples that we can all empathize with today. Imagine the weight of a Roman's head the morning after a grand feast, heavy as the stone columns of the Forum itself. Historical accounts, though scattered, provide us a window into this universal human experience. Pliny the Elder, with his encyclopedic curiosity, and Galen, with his clinical observations, offer glimpses of the physical toll exerted by the previous night's merriment. The descriptions ring true through the ages, echoing the symptoms we recognize today: nausea, dizziness, and a pervasive sluggishness that tugged at the very essence of one's vitality. These were the burdens of indulgence, woven into the fabric of Roman society. It was in response to these symptoms that a tapestry of remedies emerged, documented by those ancient voices. Pliny and Galen, among others, acted as both chroniclers and guides, setting down methods that might alleviate the burden of the bacchanalian aftermath. The Romans, ever resourceful, turned to nature and tradition, crafting cures that ranged from the practical to the peculiar. The laurel leaf, revered not only for its headache-relieving properties but also for its symbolism of victory and triumph, was a favorite in combating the dreaded hangover headache. The simple act of donning a laurel wreath, whether as a remedy or as a declaration of status, linked the wearer to the divine favor of Apollo himself. Yet, not all Roman cures were so dignified. Take, for instance, the cabbage, a modest vegetable elevated to heroic status by Cato the Elder. This leafy green was believed to hold powers against the excesses of wine, consumed in either raw form or as a broth, its bitterness perhaps a reminder of the virtues of moderation. The Romans' faith in cabbage's efficacy underscores a practical, if somewhat unpalatable, approach to hangover prevention. In contrast, there were cures that strayed into the realm of the strange. Raw owl eggs, for instance, were consumed with the conviction that they possessed magical qualities capable of dispelling hangover woes. It was a practice steeped in the mystical, reflecting a society that embraced the mysterious alongside the mundane. Such remedies, while curious to modern eyes, speak to a broader human tendency to seek solutions in the unexplained. Amidst these culinary and mystical responses, the gentle art of aromatherapy found its place. The Romans, with their appreciation for scents, employed aromatic herbs like mint and rosemary, their pungent fragrances serving to revive the senses dulled by overindulgence. These practices, resonating with modern holistic approaches, reveal an enduring belief in the power of nature to restore balance. Central to Roman hangover lore is the simple yet effective concoction of vinegar and water. Deceptively humble, this mixture served a dual purpose, quenching thirst and restoring equilibrium. The sharpness of vinegar diluting the remains of wine's potency provided a salve for the parched throats of the morning after, a testament to the enduring Roman pragmatism. Honey, sweet and golden, was another ally in the fight against hangovers. Celebrated not only for its sweetness but for its healing properties, honey was used to soothe and restore. This nectar of the gods, applied to inflamed throats and weary bodies, served as both balm and nourishment, reinforcing the Romans' reliance on natural remedies. Beyond these concoctions, the ritual of bathing offered a sanctuary. The Roman bath, a marvel of engineering and social custom, provided not only a place for cleansing, but for healing. The steam and hot water rejuvenated the body, the communal atmosphere uplifted the spirit, and the rituals of the bathhouse became a cornerstone in the pursuit of wellness. Physical activity, too, held its place in the Roman regimen of recovery. A society that valued strength and endurance, the Romans prescribed moderate exercise as a cure for the sluggishness that followed a night of revelry. This emphasis on physical well-being reflects a broader cultural ideal, where the health of the body was intertwined with the vigor of the mind. Even their diets bore the imprint of this pursuit. The morning after, Romans might partake in a thoughtful selection of foods designed to mend the woes of indulgence. Whether through the consumption of foods believed to absorb the remnants of wine, or through nourishing broths, their morning meals served a purpose beyond mere sustenance. Yet, amidst all these tangible solutions, there existed a philosophical dimension to the Roman approach. Stoicism, with its emphasis on moderation and control, offered a perspective that transcended the physical. The ideal of balance, a hallmark of Roman thought, encouraged a mindset that valued restraint and considered excess as an affront to the natural order. In contemplating these remedies, one cannot help but reflect on their resonance today. The wisdom of the ancients, interwoven with the advancements of modern science, continues to guide our own explorations in health and wellness. Whether through the application of ancient practices or the adaptation of their principles, we find ourselves connected to the past, united in the timeless quest for well-being. In this dance between history and modernity, we are reminded that while the world changes, the human experience remains remarkably the same, ever seeking balance and comfort in the enduring embrace of both tradition and innovation. In a world where revelry knew no bounds, the citizens of ancient Rome drank deeply from the cup of life, their celebrations marked by the heady swirl of wine and laughter that danced into the early hours. As the sun rose, however, the jubilant cries of Bacchus often gave way to quiet groans and heavy heads, as the inevitable hangover made its presence known, a universal experience that transcends time and culture. In those days, their love affair with wine was not just a passing fancy, but the very fabric of social and religious life. Wine flowed not only through their banquets, but also through temple rites, symbolizing both the sacred and the profane. The wines of ancient Rome were robust and potent, often enhanced with spices and herbs, their strength far greater than the diluted beverages we sip today. Romans imbibed with gusto, relishing the rich tapestry of flavors that each amphora offered. Yet, the after-effects were all too familiar. echoing the throbbing temples and queasy stomachs we know today. From ancient scrolls and fragments of pottery, we piece together tales of bleary-eyed citizens, their symptoms surprisingly akin to those of the modern hangover. Headaches, nausea, and a pervasive sense of fatigue plagued the morning after, just as they do now, a testament to the unchanged nature of human physiology. As we venture deeper into this ancient world, we uncover the remedies that Romans sought to alleviate their discomfort, their wisdom preserved in the writings of scholars like Pliny the Elder and Galen. These authors, with their keen observations and extensive knowledge, documented cures that ranged from the practical to the peculiar. Among the most revered was the humble laurel leaf, its therapeutic properties extolled both for its ability to soothe aching heads and as a symbol of triumph and victory. The laurel, cherished by poets and warriors alike, was a multifaceted emblem of relief and accomplishment. Cabbage, too, held a place of honor in the Roman pharmacopoeia. Cato the Elder, with his pragmatic outlook, championed this leafy green as both a preventative and a cure for the hangover's wrath. Romans might have consumed it raw or lightly cooked, believing in its power to cleanse and fortify the body against the excesses of the night before. The simplicity of cabbage belied its reputed efficacy, a staple in the culinary and medicinal traditions of the time. Yet not all cures adhered to such straightforward logic. The use of raw owl eggs and other unconventional remedies beckons us to ponder their origins, each strange ingredient a piece of a larger puzzle in the ancient mindset. Perhaps these choices were guided by symbolic meanings or by the sheer hope of finding relief, a reminder that the search for comfort often leads us down unexpected paths. Aromatherapy, with its fragrant herbs like mint and rosemary, offered a sensory balm to weary spirits, the scent of these plants believed to calm the mind and invigorate the sense. This practice resonates with modern holistic approaches, where the power of aroma is harnessed to promote wellness and balance, illustrating a continuity of thought that bridges millennia. Among the more practical solutions, the mixture of vinegar and water emerges as a noteworthy concoction. This blend, likely reminiscent of the drinks consumed by Roman soldiers for hydration, served to replenish the body's fluids and restore equilibrium, highlighting an understanding of the body's basic needs that remains relevant today. Honey, with its soothing sweetness, was more than just a culinary delight. It was a medicinal treasure. Its application to hangover woes underscores its versatility, believed to ease symptoms and accelerate recovery. The golden liquid, revered across cultures, provides a tangible link to the past, its healing properties celebrated then as they are now. Roman bathing rituals, a cornerstone of their society, played a vital role in the recovery process. The baths, with their elaborate architecture and communal atmosphere, offered more than cleansing. They provided rejuvenation for body and mind. The steam and hot water worked in concert to alleviate the malaise of overindulgence, their therapeutic effects an integral part of the Roman approach to wellness. Physical activity, too, was not forgotten in the quest for relief. Romans advocated for moderate exercise as a means to shake off the vestiges of their revelry, reflecting a cultural emphasis on physical health that continues to resonate. The belief in movement as medicine is a timeless truth, one that persists in our modern fitness regimes. Dietary wisdom also held sway over the morning after, as Romans turned to specific foods believed to counteract the effects of their night's indulgence. The morning meal became a ritual of renewal, a carefully curated feast designed to soothe and restore, its ingredients chosen for their perceived benefits. This practice underscores the enduring link between nourishment and healing. In the realm of the mind, philosophers offered their own insights, viewing moderation as a key to prevention. The Stoics, with their teachings on balance and restraint, presented a perspective on indulgence that emphasized the power of the mind over matter. This philosophical approach, urging a measured enjoyment of life's pleasures, invites reflection on the role of mindset in well-being. As we draw this journey through ancient Rome to a close, we find ourselves returning to the present, where the ancient wisdom we've explored continues to find relevance. The remedies of the past, with their blend of practicality and symbolism, offer a rich tapestry from which to draw inspiration. In our quest for wellness, we are reminded that the solutions of yesteryear may hold a place in the narratives we weave today, inviting us to blend the old with the new in our pursuit of balance. In the vibrant world of ancient Rome, where wine flowed as freely as the Tiber, hangovers were an inevitable consequence of the lively social culture. The Romans, much like us, sought ways to ease the discomforts that followed their indulgent gatherings. As we delve into the heart of their remedies, we find ourselves guided by the pens of those who have documented these practices. Scholars and physicians of the time left behind rich texts that serve as a window into the minds of those who walked the cobblestone streets of Rome. Among the voices echoing through history, Pliny the Elder, a man of insatiable curiosity, chronicled a multitude of remedies in his encyclopedic Natural History. His work, a testament to the breadth of Roman knowledge, offers insights into the multifaceted approaches to curing the aftermath of bacchanalian excess. Pliny's accounts, alongside those of Galen, a physician whose influence extended across centuries, paint a vivid picture of a society deeply engaged with the mysteries of the human body. Their writings, laced with both the scientific and the mystical, remind us of the interconnectedness of Roman beliefs and their pragmatic solutions. In the pages of these ancient texts, the laurel leaf emerges as a symbol of relief, particularly for headaches that often accompanied overindulgence. The laurel, a plant steeped in myth and revered for its protective and purifying qualities, was more than a simple botanical remedy. It was an emblem of victory and divine protection, wrapped around the brows of triumphant generals. Romans believed that adorning oneself with laurel leaves could ward off the pounding pain of a hangover, a notion that intertwines the physical with the symbolic. Yet, the Roman pursuit of relief did not stop at laurels. The humble cabbage, championed by Cato the Elder, was hailed as a potent preventative and cure. Cato, a staunch advocate for simplicity and virtue, extolled the virtues of cabbage in his agricultural writings. Its leaves, whether raw or cooked, were believed to possess properties that could stave off the worst effects of wine. This cruciferous vegetable, a staple of Roman gardens, was consumed with a faith that its healing powers would fortify the body against the excesses of the previous night. As we journey deeper into the annals of Roman medicine, we encounter remedies that may raise modern eyebrows. Raw owl eggs, for instance, find their place in the Roman apothecary's toolkit. The belief in their restorative powers was underpinned by a complex understanding of nature's symbiosis. Romans often turned to such remedies, driven by an intricate web of tradition, superstition, and empirical observation. The use of raw eggs, and more specifically owl eggs, perhaps drew from the symbolic wisdom often attributed to these nocturnal birds, reflecting an enduring human fascination with the ethereal and the enigmatic. The aromatic allure of herbs like mint and rosemary played a soothing role in the Roman approach to hangover relief. With their fragrances thought to awaken the senses and invigorate the spirit, these herbs were employed in a manner reminiscent of modern aromatherapy. Inhaling their scents or incorporating them into various concoctions, the Romans tapped into the belief that the mind, as much as the body, craved restoration. This holistic approach speaks volumes about the Roman understanding of wellness, where body and soul were seen as intertwined threads in the tapestry of health. A simple yet effective remedy lay in the mixture of vinegar and water, a concoction celebrated for its rehydrating properties. This beverage, known as pasca, served dual purposes in Roman life as both a refreshing drink and a medicinal tonic. Its acidity, combined with the restorative power of water, was thought to cleanse the body and restore its natural balance. The practice reflects a keen awareness of the body's needs, a testament to the advanced understanding of hydration long before the advent of modern sports drinks. Honey, with its golden sheen and sweet allure, emerges as another fixture in the Roman medicinal repertoire. Its dual role as a sweetener and a healer underscores its versatility. Rich in nutrients and believed to possess antibacterial properties, honey was not only a treat for the palate, but also a balm for the body, soothing the harsh symptoms of a hangover. Its gentle touch on the stomach and its energy-boosting qualities offered a comforting embrace to those seeking solace after a night of revelry. The Roman baths, places of communal gathering and personal rejuvenation, provided a sanctuary for the weary. These architectural marvels, with their intricate systems of hot and cold pools, steam rooms, and exercise areas, were more than mere cleansing sites. They offered therapeutic relief through heat and water, acting as havens where the Romans could sweat out their excesses and emerge refreshed. The ritual of bathing was an integral part of Roman life, emphasizing the cultural importance placed on physical and mental renewal. In tandem with relaxation, the Romans recognized the value of physical activity in restoring equilibrium. Moderate exercise, whether through vigorous walks in the countryside or disciplined training in the gymnasium, was recommended to invigorate the body and dispel the lethargy of a hangover. This emphasis on movement reflects a broader cultural ideal, where physical prowess and health were celebrated as virtues. After indulging, the importance of a nourishing meal was not lost on the Romans. Their morning feasts often featured foods believed to settle the stomach and replenish lost energy. Dishes rich in protein and carbohydrates, seasoned with herbs, provided the sustenance needed to face the day. These meals were crafted with an understanding of dietary balance, a principle that resonates with modern nutritional science. Beyond the physical, the Romans engaged with the philosophical aspects of indulgence. The Stoics, with their focus on moderation and self-control, offered a mindset that could prevent the excesses leading to a hangover. Embracing a philosophy that valued balance, they taught that the mind had the power to guide the body, a lesson as relevant now as it was then. This perspective invites reflection on the role of mindfulness in our health practices. As we reflect on these ancient remedies, we find a rich tapestry of wisdom that transcends time. The blend of practicality and tradition offers insights into the enduring human quest for balance and wellness. In our own lives, these lessons encourage a harmonious fusion of ancient and modern practices in our pursuit of health, inviting us to draw from the past while embracing contemporary advances. Through this journey, we have glimpsed the timelessness of human resilience and ingenuity, a testament to the enduring quest for harmony in body and soul. As the rhythms of Roman life pulsed with the cadence of celebration, the aftermath of indulgence was as much a part of the narrative as the revelry itself. This shared human condition, the hangover, finds its whispering echoes in the writings of ancient thinkers and the musings of healers. Weaving through the tapestry of Roman wisdom, we uncover a trove of knowledge etched in the manuscripts and scrolls that have survived the ravages of time, each offering insights both peculiar and profound. Pliny the Elder, a polymath of his age, chronicled the world around him with the diligence of a natural historian, capturing the essence of Roman life in his encyclopedic work, Naturalis Historia. Within its pages, the remedies and rituals of the Roman approach to post-celebratory malaise find expression. Pliny's observations offer a glimpse into the pragmatic yet mystical approach Romans took towards their ailments, where the boundaries between medicine and magic were often blurred. The wisdom of Galen, another towering figure of ancient medicine, further enriches this landscape. As a physician whose influence stretched well into the Middle Ages, Galen's writings reflect a synthesis of empirical observation and philosophical doctrine. His treatises reveal a deep understanding of the human body and a commitment to the harmony of its humors, providing remedies that addressed both the physical and the metaphysical. In exploring these ancient texts, one discovers the prevalence of laurel leaves, revered not just for their curative properties, but for their symbolic weight. The laurel wreath, emblematic of victory and divine favor, was more than mere decoration. It was believed to possess the power to ease headaches and restore clarity. This belief, rooted in both practicality and mythos, underscores a culture where symbolism and substance were intertwined. The Romans, ever pragmatic, also turned to the humble cabbage, praised for its reputed ability to ward off the specter of hangovers. Cato the Elder, in his rustic wisdom, extolled its virtues, advocating its consumption as both preventative and curative. This leafy green, often dismissed in today's culinary hierarchy, was a staple of the Roman table, prepared in myriad ways to harness its restorative powers. Yet, as we delve deeper, the sheer creativity of Roman remedies becomes apparent. Among these, the consumption of raw owl eggs stands out for its eccentricity. The rationale for such a peculiar choice lies perhaps in the mysteries of nature and the belief in the transformative power of the exotic. Each peculiar remedy, from the common to the bizarre, tells a story of a people navigating the intersection of belief, tradition, and experimentation. Aromatherapy, an enduring practice, also found favor among the Romans. The use of aromatic herbs like mint and rosemary reveals a sophisticated understanding of the senses, where scents were not just for pleasure, but for healing. These practices reflect a holistic approach to wellness, a belief that the mind and body are intertwined, and that the paths to relief are as diverse as the ailments themselves. In the pursuit of equilibrium, the Romans employed a simple yet effective concoction, the mixture of vinegar and water. This practice, seemingly mundane, underscores a deeper understanding of the body's need for balance. Vinegar, known for its antiseptic properties, combined with water, provided not just hydration, but a cleansing of the internal system, a return to neutrality. Honey, nature's sweet elixir, was another ally in the fight against hangover woes. Beyond its role as a sweetener, honey was cherished for its medicinal properties, its capacity to soothe and heal. Its application in addressing the discomforts of overindulgence illustrates a timeless reliance on nature's bounty to offset life's excesses. Bathing rituals, a cornerstone of Roman society, were more than a mere respite. They were a rejuvenation of body and spirit. The steamy embrace of the thermae, with its hot pools and fragrant oils, provided a sanctuary for the weary reveler. The baths were a communal space of healing, where the waters washed away both the fatigue of the body and the weariness of the mind. Physical activity, another facet of Roman life, was often prescribed as a remedy for the sluggishness following festivity. The link between movement and wellness was well understood, with exercise seen as a means to invigorate the body and clear the mind. This cultural emphasis on physical well-being, embedded in the daily rhythm of Roman life, is echoed in the advice of ancient healers, advocating for a balance between rest and exertion. Diet, too, played a pivotal role in the recovery process. The morning after a night of indulgence called for a feast designed to restore and replenish. Romans believed in the restorative power of certain foods, crafting meals that nourished the soul as much as the body. Rich in variety and flavor, these meals were a celebration of life even in the throes of recovery, a testament to a culture that lived fully in every moment. The philosopher's approach to indulgence adds another layer of depth to the Roman perspective on hangovers. Stoicism, with its emphasis on moderation and the mastery of desire, offered a blueprint for living a balanced life. This philosophical stance towards indulgence and its aftermath reflects a nuanced understanding of human nature, where the mind's power to rise above physical discomfort was as important as the remedies themselves. As we draw these threads together, the wisdom of ancient Rome resonates with a modern audience, inviting reflection on the timeless dance between indulgence and restraint. These remedies, rooted in the practical and the mythical, remind us of the enduring human quest to navigate life's excesses with grace. In this continuum of human experience, we find an invitation to blend ancient knowledge with contemporary insights, crafting a personal path to wellness that honors both the past and the present. The bustling streets of ancient Rome, alive with the echoes of laughter and clinking goblets, paint a vivid picture of a society where wine flowed as freely as the Tiber River. Wine was not merely a drink, it was the lifeblood of Roman social life, infusing everything from religious rituals to nightly banquets. Yet with such indulgence came an inevitable companion, the hangover, a universal affliction that transcends time and geography. Romans, much like us today, sought relief from the throbbing headaches and the sluggish weariness that followed a night of revelry. Their solutions, documented by the keen minds of antiquity, offer us a window into the medical wisdom of the past. Among the luminaries who chronicled these remedies were Pliny the Elder and Galen, figures whose works continue to echo through the corridors of history. Pliny, whose natural history stands as a monumental encyclopedia of the ancient world, devoted considerable attention to the art of healing. His writings are rich with accounts of various treatments, reflecting a society deeply engaged with the natural world as a source of medicine. Galen, a towering figure in the annals of medicine, brought a systematic approach to the understanding of health and disease. His extensive writings reveal an intricate tapestry of medical knowledge, where the treatment of ailments, including hangovers, was as much about balance and harmony as it was about specific cures. For Romans, the hangover was not merely a physical malaise, but a disruption of one's vital humors, an imbalance that required careful correction. The wisdom of these ancient authorities is interwoven with remedies both curious and compelling, chief among them the use of laurel leaves. The laurel, a symbol of victory and poetic inspiration, was believed to possess properties that could alleviate the dull ache of a hangover headache. Romans would fashion crowns of laurel to wear, hoping that its soothing properties might seep into their weary minds. Another culinary hero in the battle against hangovers was the humble cabbage. Celebrated by Cato the Elder, cabbage was more than just a staple of Roman gardens. It was heralded as a panacea for the overindulgent. Consumed raw or cooked, cabbage was thought to fortify the stomach and cleanse the system, warding off the lingering effects of a night spent in Bacchic excess. The Romans, ever resourceful, would incorporate cabbage into their meals, trusting in its salutary powers. Yet, for every commonplace remedy, there were others that stretched the limits of the imagination. Raw owl eggs, for instance, stand out as a testament to the inventive, if not desperate, attempts at finding relief. Consumed in the hopes of restoring vitality, these peculiar cures speak to a culture willing to explore the peculiarities of nature in its pursuit of wellness. Amidst these tangible remedies, the Romans also turned to the ethereal embrace of aromatherapy, employing fragrant herbs like myrrh, and rosemary to refresh the senses and clear the mind. Such practices resonate with modern holistic approaches where the power of scent is harnessed to soothe and heal. The infusion of these aromatic herbs into baths and oils underscores a continuity of belief in the therapeutic potential of nature's bounty. Vinegar mixed with water was another favored remedy, its sharp tang believed to cleanse the palate and invigorate the sluggish. This concoction, perhaps a precursor to modern electrolyte drinks, was valued not only for its acidity but also for its ability to rehydrate and restore balance after an evening's indulgence. The ancient Romans, in their pursuit of recovery, thus anticipated some of the principles that underpin contemporary wellness practices. Honey, too, finds its place in this ancient pharmacopoeia, prized not only for its sweetness but for its healing properties. Used in various concoctions to soothe the stomach and calm the nerves, honey represented a bridge between nourishment and medicine, its golden hue a reminder of the sun's restorative warmth. In the grand mosaic of Roman life, the baths played a pivotal role, offering more than mere physical cleanliness. These communal spaces were sanctuaries of rejuvenation, where the heat of the water and the steam of the caldarium worked in tandem to ease the throbbing head and restore the spirit. The ritual of bathing was not just a matter of hygiene, it was a holistic experience, a dance of water and warmth that cleansed both body and soul. The Romans also recognized the value of physical activity in chasing away the remnants of excess. Moderate exercise, a stroll through the garden, or a gentle game of ball, was seen as a means to reinvigorate the body and dispel the lethargy that clung to a hangover's aftermath. This cultural emphasis on physical well-being underscores a timeless truth. Movement is medicine, a principle that continues to guide health practices today. As the dawn broke over the 7 hills, the Roman morning after was often greeted with a feast designed to restore equilibrium. Foods rich in carbohydrates and proteins were favored, believed to soak up the remnants of wine and fortify the constitution. The bread, olives, and fruits that adorned the Roman table were more than sustenance. They were the building blocks of recovery, each bite a step towards balance. The philosophers of the time, with their contemplative minds, offered yet another perspective on the art of recovery. Their insights into the nature of indulgence and moderation invited Romans to consider a more mindful approach to revelry. The Stoics, in particular, espoused a philosophy that placed emphasis on inner peace and control, advocating for a life where pleasure was tempered by reason and excess met with restraint. In the quiet moments of reflection that follow, the wisdom of ancient Rome continues to speak, offering lessons that resonate across the ages. the remedies and philosophies of tea he passed, when woven together with modern insights, offer a tapestry of knowledge that invites us to craft a personal path to wellness, a journey that honors the echoes of history while embracing the possibilities of the present, bridging the gap between then and now in our eternal quest for balance. In the heart of ancient Rome, where the clatter of goblets was as constant as the chatter of its bustling streets, the aftermath of a night spent in Dionysian revelry often led to the familiar throbbing discomfort that echoes through history, the hangover. Though ages apart, the people of this vibrant civilization shared with us the experience of waking up to the relentless pounding of a headache, the kind that necessitated remedies born from the wisdom of their time. Among these, the laurel leaf stood out, not just as a remedy, but as a symbol deeply embedded in the cultural fabric of Rome. Laurel crowns were often donned by victors, yet these leaves were believed to possess much more than mere decorative allure. They were heralded for their medicinal properties, particularly their ability to alleviate headaches. Romans, who were nothing if not resourceful, often turned to the laurel as a natural salve for their aching heads. The act of placing laurel leaves upon one's brow was as much about the ritual as it was about the relief it purportedly provided, embodying a blend of belief and practicality. This practice of utilizing the laurel leaf is emblematic of how Romans approached the treatment of their ailments. Their methods often intertwined the functional with the symbolic. Much like the laurel, the use of various herbs and plants in Roman medicine was as much about their tangible benefits as about their deeper, often spiritual meanings. The reverence with which they approached these remedies reflects a broader philosophical approach to life, one that valued harmony with nature and the cosmos. Cabbage was another esteemed remedy, championed by none other than Cato the Elder, whose affections for this humble vegetable extended beyond the salad bowl. Cato believed that cabbage held the key to not only preventing the dreaded hangover, but also curing it. He recommended it raw before a night of drinking, or cooked in the aftermath. The Romans' fondness for cabbage as a cure-all, stretching from digestive ailments to hangovers, underscores their reliance on the natural world for solutions to the challenges posed by excess. Intriguingly, the Romans' foray into hangover cures ventured into territories that might raise modern eyebrows. Raw owl eggs, for instance, made their way into the annals of peculiar remedies, touted for their supposed efficacy in combating the morning-after malaise. Whether these were consumed out of superstition or genuine belief in their restorative powers, they highlight a willingness to explore unconventional paths to wellness. Such historical oddities remind us of the diverse array of solutions our ancestors explored in their quest for relief. Aromatic herbs, too, found their place in the Roman arsenal against hangovers. Mint and rosemary, with their invigorating scents, were employed to soothe the senses and alleviate discomfort. The Romans recognized the power of scent to transform mood and state of mind, a practice that finds echoes in today's aromatherapy. Their understanding of the subtle interplay between mind and body is a testament to their holistic approach to well-being. Among the more palatable solutions was the vinegar and water mix, a combination that, while simple, carried potential benefits in rehydrating and restoring balance. This concoction, likely sipped slowly on mornings after indulgence, is a reflection of the Roman penchant for practicality, utilizing readily available ingredients in pursuit of equilibrium. The acidic bite of vinegar, paired with water's purity, served as a mild tonic to reawaken the senses. Honey, revered in antiquity as both a sweetener and a medicinal balm, found its place in the treatment of hangovers as well. Its soothing properties were cherished for calming the stomach and offering a gentle burst of energy. The dual nature of honey, both sustenance and remedy, encapsulates the Roman understanding of food as a conduit for healing. Immersed in the steam and warmth of Roman baths, the weary would find solace and rejuvenation. Bathing was more than a hygienic ritual. It was a full-body experience that invigorated the mind and spirit. The baths served as communal sanctuaries where the burdens of excess could be washed away, leaving the bather renewed. The Romans' appreciation for the restorative powers of water and heat reflects a deep-seated belief in physical and spiritual purification. Physical activity, too, held a place in their regimen for recovery. Gentle exercise was seen as a means to shake off lethargy and restore vitality. This approach speaks to the Roman ethos of balance, encouraging a lifestyle that harmonized indulgence with discipline. The act of moving, of engaging the body, was as much about maintaining health as it was about lifting the fog of overindulgence. Diet, as ever, played a crucial role in the recovery process. The morning after a lavish feast might see Romans indulging in a different kind of meal, one designed to soothe and restore. Foods rich in carbohydrates and proteins were favored, providing a foundation upon which the body's natural healing processes could build. This culinary approach to healing underscores the Roman belief in the power of nourishment. Philosophers of the time, perhaps those sitting in the shadowy alcoves of libraries or debating in the bright fora, offered another perspective. The Stoics, with their emphasis on moderation and resilience, imparted wisdom that transcended the physical. Their teachings encouraged a mindset of balance, urging individuals to view indulgence with a measure of restraint. This philosophy, a mental salve, reminds us that sometimes the path to recovery lies not in the remedies we consume, but in the thoughts we cultivate. As we navigate this journey through Roman remedies, we find ourselves bridging the echoes of the past with the insights of the present. The lessons of history, with their rich tapestry of natural cures and philosophica, musings, invite us to craft a personal path to wellness. In doing so, we honor the echoes of ancient wisdom while embracing modern possibilities, finding balance in our own lives. And so, with the morning sun casting its gentle glow upon the remnants of a night's revel, the Romans would turn to nature's silent companions, seeking relief from the throbbing reminders that lingered after the feast. Among these, the laurel leaf stood tall, both literally and symbolically, within the Roman world. This evergreen shrub, often seen adorning the heads of victors and emperors, was not merely a symbol of triumph, but also a trusted ally in the battle against the notorious headaches that accompanied their vinous indulgence. The laurel leaf, known botanically as Laurus nobilis, carried with it more than just ornamental value. Romans, familiar with the myriad uses of plants, believed that its aromatic oils could soothe the pounding temples of a hungover head. The leaves, when crushed, released a fragrance that was thought to clear the mind and calm the senses, a natural balm for the day after excessive merriment. Whether applied directly to the forehead or brewed into a tea, the laurel offered a respite, albeit temporary, from the relentless grip of a hangover. Its significance extended beyond its medicinal use. In Roman culture, the laurel was a powerful emblem of victory and honor. Crowns made from its leaves were bestowed upon military commanders and poets alike, celebrating achievements both martial and artistic. This duality of purpose, both decorative and healing, made the laurel a plant of notable esteem in Roman society. To wrap one's aching head in a laurel wreath was to invite not just physical relief, but also a sense of personal triumph over the previous night's excesses. This practice of harnessing the properties of plants was not unique to the laurel. The Romans, with their deep appreciation for the natural world, often turned to cabbage as a purported cure for overindulgence. Cato the Elder, a firm believer in the power of this humble vegetable, recommended it both as a preventative measure and a remedy. The leafy greens, consumed before or after drinking, were thought to ward off the ill effects of too much wine, a testament to the Roman faith in culinary wisdom. Yet not all Roman cures were as palatable. Among the more peculiar remedies was the consumption of raw owl eggs, believed to absorb the toxins of a hangover. While modern sensibilities may balk at such practices, the rationale, grounded in the mysteries of natural balance and ancient theory, pointed to a time when trial and error shaped the medicinal landscape. In parallel, the art of aromatherapy found its roots in this ancient civilization. As the scent of crushed laurel leaves wafted through Roman homes, so too did the aromas of mint and rosemary, herbs revered for their invigorating properties. These fragrant plants, used to create calming infusions or simply to lend their scent to the air, mirrored approaches we recognize today in holistic health practices. The Romans understood what modern science affirms. The olfactory senses possess a direct line to the brain, capable of influencing mood and perception. Among their many concoctions was a simple mix of vinegar and water. This tonic, consumed in the aftermath of a night of reveling, sought to restore the body's balance. The acidity of vinegar, combined with the hydrating properties of water, offered a rudimentary form of electrolyte replenishment. Such mixtures, though basic, laid the groundwork for more advanced understandings of hydration and recovery that resonate in contemporary health advice. And then there was honey, that golden elixir of the gods, a staple in Roman kitchens and apothecaries alike. Beyond its use as a sweetener, honey was prized for its soothing qualities. A spoonful could coat the throat, ease digestion, and provide a gentle energy boost, making it a favored companion in the recovery from the night before. Its natural sugars delivered quick relief, a sweet end to the bitterness of a hangover. For the Romans, relief was also found in the communal embrace of the baths. These grand structures, teeming with life, offered more than just cleanliness. The warm, enveloping waters and the purifying steam served to relax tense muscles and rejuvenate the weary spirit. A visit to the baths was both a physical and social ritual, a place where the burdens of the body could be washed away alongside the cares of the mind. Physical activity, too, played its part. Engage in a gentle walk, a light stretch, and the Romans believed one could shake off the sluggishness that followed a night of indulgence. Their culture, which revered the balance of mind and body, encouraged such practices not just as recovery but as a way of life. And when the time came to nourish the body anew, the morning after brought with it a feast designed to heal. Foods rich in nutrients, easy to digest, and restorative in nature graced the Roman table. Simple dishes, often featuring eggs, bread, and grains, were believed to set the right foundation for a day of renewed vigor. Yet beyond the physical and the culinary, the Romans understood that the mind held sway over the body. Philosophers like the Stoics taught that moderation was key, that indulgence led to suffering, and that true wisdom lay in balance. Their teachings encouraged a mindset where prevention was paramount, where the enjoyment of wine was tempered by the awareness of its effects. Thus, the knowledge passed down through Roman hands finds its echoes in our modern world. While some remedies may seem quaint or peculiar, they remind us of the enduring quest for comfort and wellness. In these ancient practices, we find the seeds of our own approaches to health, a blend of old wisdom and new science that continues to guide us today. In the bustling heart of ancient Rome, where the clatter of chariots mingled with the spirited conversations of its citizens, the aftermath of a night of revelry often brought with it the familiar discomforts of a hangover. This universal human experience, transcending the centuries, was no stranger to the Romans, who, like us, sought solace in various remedies. Wine, the lifeblood of Roman feasting, was both the cause of these morning ailments and a testament to their cultural love affair with the grape. It wasn't just a drink, it was an integral part of their identity, woven into the fabric of rituals and daily life. The wines of Rome were robust, potent, and vastly different from what we sip today, often fermented with a higher alcohol content and flavored with exotic spices and herbs that reflected the empire's vast reach. As the sun rose over the eternal city, bringing with it the relentless demands of Roman life, the symptoms of a hangover were likely all too familiar. The pounding headache, the unsettled stomach, the pervasive lethargy that could turn even the most dedicated citizen into a reluctant participant of the day's affairs. These symptoms, chronicled in the writings of antiquity, find echoes in our own experiences, a reminder of the human condition that binds us across time. The wisdom of the ancients, preserved through texts and teachings, offers a glimpse into their approaches to curing such maladies. Encyclopedic minds like Pliny the Elder and Galen documented an array of remedies, blending medical insight with cultural practices. Among their many recommendations was the use of the laurel leaf, a plant steeped in symbolism and intertwined with the very ethos of Rome itself. The laurel was not just a plant, it was a symbol of victory and achievement, awarded to generals and emperors in grand ceremonies that celebrated their triumphs. This leafy crown bore not only the weight of victory, but also a reputation for medicinal properties. The Romans, ever resourceful, believed in its ability to alleviate headaches, perhaps due to its aromatic qualities that could refresh and clear the mind. The act of donning a laurel wreath, therefore, transcended mere decoration, serving as a talisman against the stubborn throb of a wine-induced headache. Beyond the laurel, the kitchen garden of Rome offered another ally in the form of cabbage. Cato the Elder, staunch defender of Roman virtues, extolled its virtues in preventing and curing hangovers, advocating for its consumption in both raw and cooked forms. The belief in cabbage's healing properties was so entrenched that it became a staple in the Roman diet, its leaves consumed with a conviction that mirrored the fervor of their philosophical debates. Yet the quest for relief sometimes led to remedies that might seem peculiar to modern sensibilities. Raw owl eggs, with their enigmatic promise of alleviating symptoms, represent one of the more curious cures. This practice, though unusual, reflects a broader Roman openness to experimentation in the pursuit of wellness, an attitude that resonates with today's holistic approaches, where unconventional methods often find their place. In the fragrant gardens and bustling apothecaries of Rome, aromatic herbs like mint and rosemary played their part in combating the effects of indulgence. The soothing scents of these herbs, believed to calm the nerves and sharpen the senses, were not unlike the modern appeal of aromatherapy, a testament to the timeless allure of nature's fragrances in healing. Alongside these botanical remedies, a simple concoction of vinegar and water became a popular choice for those seeking to rehydrate and restore the body's balance. In a world without the convenience of modern hydration solutions, this mixture offered a pragmatic approach, combining the restorative properties of vinegar with the refreshing quality of water to soothe the discomfort of the morning after. Honey, the sweet nectar revered for its versatility, found its place in the Roman arsenal against hangovers. Used not only to sweeten dishes but also as a medicinal balm, honey's soothing qualities provided comfort to those struggling with the aftermath of excess. Its role in Roman medicine underscores the enduring nature of this golden elixir, valued across cultures and eras for its healing properties. Central to the Roman experience of recovery was the ritual of the bath, a practice that went beyond mere hygiene to encompass rejuvenation of both body and spirit. In the steamy embrace of the caldarium, the warm waters worked their magic, easing tensions and washing away the remnants of the previous night's indulgences. The baths, with their emphasis on relaxation and social interaction, mirrored the holistic wellness centers of today, where mind and body find restoration in tandem. For those who preferred a more active approach, the Romans understood the benefits of light exercise, advocating for physical activities that could invigorate the body and clear the head. This appreciation for the physical, deeply embedded in Roman culture, highlighted a belief in the connection between movement and well-being, a philosophy echoed in contemporary health practices. A hearty morning meal, rich with foods believed to absorb the toxins of wine, offered another avenue for recovery. Romans might start their day with bread, fruits, and cheeses, foods that provided sustenance and a sense of grounding, aiding in the transition from indulgence to productivity. But perhaps the most profound approach was one of the mind, where philosophers like the Stoics encouraged a balance between indulgence and moderation, teaching that a disciplined mind could mitigate the effects of excess. This philosophical stance, advocating for self-control and awareness, remains as relevant today as it was in the lively forums of Rome. As we reflect on these ancient practices, we find that the search for hangover cures is indeed timely. A journey that bridges the past and present. Whether through the symbolic power of the laurel, the practical wisdom of cabbage, or the luxurious embrace of the Roman baths, we see a tapestry of remedies that speaks to a culture rich in both innovation and tradition. In this blend of ancient wisdom and modern understanding, we are reminded that the pursuit of wellness is a shared human endeavor, one that continues to evolve as we learn from the past to enhance our future.